Hello everyone, welcome to another interview. Today on the Mic, we are interviewing Christopher Tyson, or Chris, as you may know him. He works for the YouTube channel MrBeast. If you don't know who MrBeast is and don't really watch YouTube at all, MrBeast is a famous YouTuber and a philanthropist who's been making content since 2012 at the age 13. He is known for creating attention-grabbing stunts and challenges on his channel, from counting to 100,000 to giving a homeless person $10,000. Chris has been working for MrBeast since the first video, which was uploaded on November 5th, 2015. Today we'll be asking Chris some questions so we can learn and understand a little bit more about himself. Before you worked for MrBeast, you had your own YouTube channel titled Tyson Boy 34, which you created 2 years before Jimmy's channel. On this channel, you upload gaming videos and other content. What attracted you to this platform the most?
So I definitely was like, like in middle school and stuff like that, we'd watch Vanos Gaming and Wildcat and all those guys. And we just really were attracted to like being able to like goof off on like video games and upload it, and then other people want to watch it. So we gave it our best shot, and that channel just has a bunch of random crap that I tried to make as a video when I was 14, and I don't even remember the password for it. I can't even get into it, so it's just forever stuck on the internet now.
Kind of a shame that you lost your password for your original. If you were ever to find your password, would you delete the channel or would you upload on it?
No, I would like to say I would upload on it, but probably not. If I had the channel though, I would probably just download the videos so that way I could like have them for the future so I could remember them.
Since you're a very creative and talented person, had you thought about making or joining a band with your ability to play the guitar?
I've always wanted to be in a band, but I think I would have to probably get a little better at guitar playing before I just dropped the whole YouTube thing and started a band.
I know in one of the MrBeast videos, I think where Jimmy locked himself in that room, you guys actually made a song to annoy him. Do you guys have the full song, and why haven't you guys released it yet, even on the Reddit?
Dude, I released it on TikTok, and I was so excited because I was like, oh, people are gonna love this. And then it got like maybe 60K views, and I was like, oh, people didn't love it.
At Greenville Christian Academy, you played lefty on the soccer team under the jersey number 13. Why did this sport interest you, and are you any good to this day?
Soccer really interested me because when I was in 6th grade, I was like very, very short, and then when I was in 7th grade, I went up to 6 foot, and then like I grew a lot over 1 year and then just stopped growing. So I was really bad coordinated with my like using my hands and my legs together, so I couldn't play basketball. Baseball, I don't know, I just got hit in the face with a baseball one time and it kind of made me gun shy from it.
Oh no.
And soccer, I felt like, I don't know, soccer's kind of like chess but like on a large scale. That's what I really like about it.
I also know that you got an IT and networking degree in school. Is this true that you used to work at a place called Cyber Sharks as a network technician?
Yep, it was a blast. It's funny because like in that kind of business, sometimes all you'll have to deal with is old ladies that don't know how to turn on their computer, and it just ends up they're unplugged. And then sometimes you'll have a multi-million-dollar company entire system go crypto by a hacker, and you've got to figure out how to get everything back. It was really fun.
How long did you work there for?
So I started working there 2 months before I graduated from college, and then I think I worked there for 8 or 9 months, and then Jimmy was like, yo, we should do YouTube, and I was like, I bet.
Another job you also worked at was at Best Buy. Any funny experiences there?
Oh man, Best Buy really teaches you a lot of things in life. One time I had somebody come up to me and they asked me if we had, I think it was Apple Watch or something in stock, and I was like, no, we don't have it, but I can order it for you and it'll be shipped to you. And they got really mad at me, and I was like, dude, what do you want me to do? I don't control what items we keep in stock. And he was like, I need to talk to your manager. I was like, he's gonna tell you the same thing, bro.
How long did you work there for?
Oh dude, Best Buy, a funny story about Best Buy, actually. I tried to leave Best Buy after like a year and a half working there, and the managers were like, nah, we'll just keep you part-time. And I was like, please, no, I want to leave. But I think I worked there total like 2 years, maybe 2.5 years.
Did you work there during the production of some of the videos?
Yeah, so like if you watch I don't know if it's still up or not, the old sticky note video. I actually was in my Best Buy uniform because I was headed to work, and I ended up being a little late for work because of that.
In your video daily vlog, which I watched a few times, you mentioned going to Jimmy's house to film your first video. How'd you meet Jimmy, and was it YouTube that connected you both?
So yeah, me and Jimmy actually, a lot of people don't know this because Jimmy's so tall and such a big burly man that I'm actually 2 years older than Jimmy.
Wow.
And yeah, so the school we went to, the middle school, actually the elementary, the middle school, and the high school all shared the same building. And so like everybody would kind of run into each other, and since our high school had like maybe 150 people, everybody knew each other. So Jimmy, even though he was 2 years younger than me, he and a couple of other people were the only people who had interest in YouTube. Like, because I mean, private school in the middle of nowhere, everybody's really redneck and everything, but like we really cared about video games and YouTube, and so like it was just nice having somebody with a similar interests, and like we just talk about it while we ate our food. And then I started hanging out over at his house, and then we started filming videos.
Did most of the people that work with the MrBeast organization or company, as you call it, go to the same school that you went to?
So in the beginning, like early, yes. I'm pretty sure almost everybody except for Chandler. Yeah, Chandler didn't go. Chandler went to Rose, I think. But yeah, everybody. We went from first hiring from our high school, then we hired some people from Best Buy because I used to work at Best Buy. We just grabbed them from them, and then now we've just. Like we've grown because like people have friends and they're like, hey, we need some help around MrBeast studio, do you want to help? And they're like, yeah, 100%. And so
this is one question like I always had. I don't know why it interests me, but I always wanted to know, and I don't know if you may be able to answer it. So the MrBeast channel started out small, and now it's a limited liability company, LLC for short, and a merch brand. Can you explain the steps really quick, how it took for this to come into action?
A lot of trial and error. I remember with the merch company, Jimmy originally, like one night he bought like one of those t-shirt things, like the thing that closes down on the shirt, and he was like, we're gonna start making our own merch. And I was like, Jimmy, I don't know how to make merch. And he was like, I don't either. And he was like, let's figure it out. And then we didn't. And then we got a company to do it for us.
Okay.
And if you remember, our first merch was so cringy, but I still think it's the funniest stuff in the world because it's just so bad it's good.
How do you deal with being noticed in public and, representing someone like MrBeast?
So I love meeting people in public and I don't mind it at all, but I also now and again you'll hear Jimmy joke about how I have social anxiety, and it's not a joke. So like I'm kind of dying a little bit inside when I meet people, but not because like I don't want to do it. It's just because I'm so awkward. They're gonna be like, why is he like this in real life? But I just try to remember that like they're excited to meet me, and like the biggest thing is if I was 12 or 13 or however old the fan is, and like PewDiePie walked into the grocery store I was in as a kid, I would lose my mind. So I'm just thankful that these kids are very respectful. They're very nice. They're like, hey, can I have a picture? They don't scream from across the room.
That's true. Why did you choose to engage to your wife at the Chef and Farmer?
So when I first started dating Katie, we dated, like went out to eat and stuff like that and went to movies and stuff. But like we were kind of just talking, and I wanted to like ask her to be my girlfriend. So I wanted to make it really special because I had liked Katie for a while, but like the stars didn't align. We didn't ever date until later on in life. And so I was like, I'm going to take her somewhere really nice, and I'm going to show her a nice time and then ask her to go out with me. And that restaurant we went to was the Chef and the Farmer. And as we were waiting in line there for our first date, I was talking to this guy and just making conversation with him. And by the end of the night, it ended up he paid for our bill, which was really big for me because that restaurant, like minimum $100 when you get out of the door, and that was back when I was like making minimum wage and I had worked like overtime all week just to save up for it, and he paid for our meal. And I was joking around with Katie. I was like, this is a sign. I was like, if we ever get engaged, we're gonna come back here. And then so I did it like when I decided to engage her.
That's amazing. What has been your most favorite part working for MrBeast, and with those who have or still do work with him? Are you still in contact and close to those who are no longer affiliated and are, on somewhere else?
Yeah, I mean, like, we're not unfriendly with anybody who's not affiliated or anything like that. Like, everybody goes their separate ways. Like, everybody has creative differences and stuff like that. As for my favorite memory, I mean, it's just so cool because, like, you can see it in the video how like appreciative these people that we help are, but like to really experience it in person and actually to like, so like one of the ladies that we did that, remember the circle video, like where anything you can put in the circle I'll buy. It was the lady we did at the food store for the food bank. We let her put all that stuff in there. I mean, she was so happy. Like she came up to us and she was like, "You guys are like," I don't like want to sound braggy or anything, but I was just amazed of how like grateful she was, and it was so cool to see something like that. Like people just genuinely needing something and being able to help them with that.
Do you have any plans for the future, leaving to look after Tucker, moving away, etc.?
I don't know, man. I've always thought like what's next, but I don't know. I have an idea for a channel that I've been talking with Jimmy about that we might maybe do. I don't know. I think it's a really good idea, but I'm not going to spoil anything for it.
No worries. Now to conclude this interview, we've picked a few listener and fan questions. A lot of these questions are actually from people from my online school. Well, so here's one from Jesse. What was the point where you most struggled as a YouTuber?
Probably like take any challenge video and like 3/4 of the way in is probably when I really struggled.
This one's from Doggan Bay. What does Chandler smell like?
Usually Old Spice body wash.
Leviathan asks, why are your punishments so extreme on the gaming channel compared to the challenges on the regular channel?
I don't know. I keep saying the same thing. I hate jalapenos, and I had to bite an entire like raw jalapeno. It was the worst thing in the world.
Anonymous asks, were you actually MrBeast's first subscriber?
Yes, I was. I was with him the day he made the channel. I was at his house. I remember his mom made us chicken and rice stir fry.
Joseph is wondering, would you rather eat three meals prepared by Chandler or eat nothing at all for a day?
I would rather eat nothing at all.
Oh, no.
I go to Chandler's house and he doesn't have anything. I was like, "Chandler, I need a paper towel," and he's like, "I don't have any." And I was like, what do you do when you need to wipe your hands?" He's like, "You got pants, don't you?"
True. You should buy him some and just drop it off at his house.
I genuinely think a lot of our audience thinks that like Chandler is like an act. That's him just all the time. Like we don't tell him to do anything. Chandler just shows up and just has to be Chandler.
So Apocalypse Gamer asks, how do you feel that your position as a creator on Twitch affects your affiliation with the Beast Gang?
I don't really do much on Twitch right now because my internet's trash. But once we get to our new house, I'll be able to stream more. And I don't know. I just like playing video games, and like while I'm playing video games, I'll like make jokes about them and stuff like that, and like try to make content around video games. Because like even when a camera's not on, it's just what I do naturally. So I like streaming. I want to try streaming more, but
Makaya has a question, and she's wondering, what has been your favorite challenge and why?
The desert challenge, just because it was so cool. Those, like, we went to the Imperial Sand Dunes in California. It's like 2 hours outside of San Diego, and dude, it looks like you got teleported to Mars. It's like crazy.
God asks, does Brother Bobby still own his house that was given to him? If so, has MrBeast ever gone back to visit?
Thank you for your question, God. That's hilarious. But Brother Bobby is still living there. As far as I know of, him and Chandler are actually family friends.
Really?
So Chandler's family actually keeps up more up with him than like say I would, just because they know him better. But Brother Bobby's still doing good. He was able to, it was really good timing that we were able to do that for him because he got hit by a car. I know that you've heard it in the videos, like Mr. Todd say it like 1,000 times, but yeah, Brother Bobby got hit by a car and then he couldn't afford his medical bills and they threatened to kick him out of his apartment. So
Jertsu is wondering, What has been your most embarrassing fan interaction?
I'm trying to think. There's probably been tons of them. The whole classics, like when people are like, I really appreciate what you do, and I'm like, thanks, you too, and I'm like, why did I say that? Like that kind of thing. But I'm trying to. Oh, it's really awkward when people come up to me and they're like, "Yo, what's up, man? You're from the videos, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Go to dap me up." And as I'm dapping them up, they're like, "I love you, Chandler." And I'm like, "Oh, now I've already dapped them up, and I can't be like, yo, that's not my name." So I have to pretend to be Chandler for 5 minutes.
How do you go through that anyway?
You just be like, because they'll be like, so you lose all them challenges, and you're like, yeah, man, you want a picture? And they'll be like, yep, and I'll be like, thanks, man, I'm going, you too, Chandler, and I'm like, ugh.
Fear Itself asks, you are so closely tied with the MrBeast group, and you appear to enjoy it. But do you think you'll ever want to create your own brand?
I don't know. For me, like, I hate saying like this, but I like. Batman's got a Robin. I personally like being a kind of I hate saying the word sidekick because it sounds bad, but like I don't know, I kind of like it. I don't like being the like main guy. I'd rather like be along with Jimmy, and I've seen Jimmy have this dream since he was 13 years old. Like I wanted to be on YouTube, but I wouldn't want to make my own channel just because like I've seen like the kind of like drive and dedication he's had, and I'd rather just help him fulfill his goal with that.
Neat Benny asks, Jimmy says to you that you choose the next 1 million challenge. What do you make the people do?
Let's see, what would I have them do? I would do something like hiding it underground or something, probably. Like in a cave system or something.
Last question from Heist. Do you still moisturize?
Yes. I don't hate it. I get why it's like, for some people, they're like, look how OG fan I am. And I'm like, yeah, but like, the reason why I didn't like the do you moisturize, because like, it was funny at first, but like, it's really uncomfortable when like a 10-year-old comes up to you with his mom and goes, do you moisturize? And I'm like, oh, that's weird.
But is there anything that you want to like say to the listener or the viewer watching this, like anything that you want to tell them, I guess?
Play Genshin Impact. It's really good. I've been playing it a lot recently. They didn't pay me to say that. I just want more people to play it.
Okay.
That's my plug. That's who I'm plugging. Genshin Impact.
This video was not
that or Mark Rober.
Anyway, thank you so much, Chris, for coming. I'll put all the places you can find Chris and all his stuff in the description below. I'll be sure to subscribe, like, whatever. You can also follow the podcast on Apple and Spotify. Thank you for watching. I put a lot of work into this, and I'm hoping that I can make this video one of my best videos and podcasts up online. But thank you for watching and listening, and have a great rest of your day.